Hey there, strangers. It's time for another 2 p.m. PST Twitch stream. I'm your host, Strange Bergem. And today was kind of a difficult day to kind of get out of bed. So, I know some people, have similar days. Just gotta keep on moving forward. I mean, what other choice you have, right? And if you're thinking, well, you could just end it, then no, don't even go there, okay? That is not a solution, okay? First and foremost, don't ever think along those lines, okay? There's always a solution, no matter what. So don't don't get your mind mired in the darkness so badly that those become thought lines, okay? If you are thinking along those lines, call a friend, call someone, call a hotline, whatever you do, death is not an option, okay? So don't even think along those lines. Let me make it live here, okay? So just don't do it, okay? Keep moving forward. Keep pushing. If you have to take a step back, or if you have to take a step down the staircase in order to keep climbing, then do so. Hey, Faxbeer. I think that's how you pronounce your name. How you doing there, bud? So, um, yeah, take a step back and continue that staircase up, okay? So, yeah, it was hard for me to kind of get out of bed to do this, but, I do this every single day, so if I can do it, others can too. So, okay, let me activate my phone here so I can keep an eye on the chat. Hey, Faxbeer, trying to learn Unity, huh? Okay. Um, you know, I'm here. I'm still pushing forward. Unity is definitely an interesting process here. Now, my game development is a little unique in that I'm not dealing with like standard like 3D models or the like. My game is gonna focus more on the 2D, if not orthogonal kind of viewpoint. Right now, it's just 2D. I'm just trying to get it to even look correctly for what I'm doing right now has been a process. So, but I mean, if you have any kind of questions, then feel free to ask them. I'll see what I can do about trying to answer them if I can. So first off, we need to try to fix this last error before I can really do anything. So, let's see. I'm trying to build some 3D puzzle game, stuck at beginning. Yeah, it happens, man. It happens. Are you trying to do it? Um, is the puzzle game more along the lines of um, something that you can you're creating the puzzles, you're doing the um, are you setting up the board, I guess you might say, the puzzle each and every single time, or are you trying to do it in a sense of having it kind of randomized for you? So, okay, interesting that it opened up twice here. Don't know why it did that, but sure. Can't turn grids visible when I press play. Um, hmm. Something like the Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening board or RHS. Okay. Well, haven't played Link's Awakening or the Auto Chess, to be honest. So, um, but at least I can maybe see about trying to help you out a little bit about that. Um, are you when it comes to the board you're using? Um, you mentioned the fact that you're trying to get a grid, square grid, hexagonal grid. Um, what kind of grid are you looking at? Personally, I'm using a hexagonal grid. So, okay, let's see. Hmm, right. Square would be enough for beginning at least. I see them in scene mode. Okay, so you're seeing this in the scene mode, but when you press play, you're not seeing um, you're not seeing the boxes anymore. Um, well, that's the thing with the scene mode is that it's just giving you uh, tools for you to kind of manipulate the um, what you want the player to see in order to actually show them a grid. You have to kind of construct it yourself. Um, so if you're wanting this to kind of be visible, then you have to kind of have a little visual, um, prefabs, textures, what have you, to kind of set up the scene that you want. So, um, so yeah, this isn't going to be shown here it's not going to be the same kind of aspect. So you have to kind of visually try to show the grid, you know, most likely putting your own like outline of squares everywhere that you want it to be. So I don't know if you've done that yet or not. Um, uh, you're probably gonna have to do, some kind of visual aspect of it so that um, it will kind of show up for you. Let's see. Um, can I? So, for me, um, this, this sprite editor here, okay, it's just showing what's kind of contained within, the hexagonal tile that I'm working on right now. So, um, so you need to have something similar to that to be uh, to show to the player kind of aspect. So I didn't see it on tutorials for 3D. Yeah. So at least that's what I've if someone's in the chat and they know exactly what you're kind of going through there, Faxpeer, then I encourage them to kind of help you as well. Um, you know, can you build a simple solid color one for 3D aim if it's not hard? It takes so time. Um, well, I'm still fairly new to the aspect as well, so um, let's see. But I guess I can try to help you out with this a little bit. Hold on. Let me let me bring it back to the hub here. Oh, God. Sorry, that muscle memory. I keep on clicking on that. Let's see if I can bring up the hub, and it's in another tool here. So let me see if I can kind of create something. Well, bear in mind that I've been mainly working with the 2D aspect of it all. So um, uh, eh, let me bring that image up here real quick there. In fact, hold on. Okay, so this is the battle chest that you were kind of talking about. Um, yeah, but the um, are you trying to do something very similar to it, like have the 8x8 kind of chessboard, or are you trying to do you know um, something similar to that? It could be uh, it could be a matter of the camera. Um, I've had issues before where the camera was placed right on at the same spot as the board itself. So you may need to um, pull the camera away so it has some visual of the board itself. I've had that happen before. So if you're not seeing, I mean, if you're if it's working perfectly fine on the scene, like you're kind of constructing it in the scene how you want it to look like, but when you play the game, nothing is seen, then it might be the perspective of the camera. You might need to reposition the camera so it has um, a different view of the board kind of aspect. Okay, so while it's constructing the other. Hmm. Can I convert from list to dictionary? Hmm. No, I don't want to necessarily do that. Okay, let's see. It's definitely taking its time trying to build another one, isn't it? Yeah, let me go ahead and close this one down. See if it might help things out a little bit more. Be a little bit faster. Um, okay, so you did check the camera. Okay. Um, hmm. Well, okay, bear in mind that you're still going to be having to kind of deal with some amount of scripting for Unity. So if you're coming into Unity and thinking that you're you can kind of just kind of create something um, without doing any kind of scripting, then yeah, you're you're gonna have to change that thinking around because you're still gonna be need to do some amount of basic scripting to make something work properly. Um, so let's see. I personally have not worked that much with 3D, but maybe I can um, get some. Maybe pull the. Oh no, that's not what I want to do. There's Hazard Store. Alright. So let's go ahead and maybe pull up some of the 3D tools to see if we can kind of help you out here a little bit. Um, I might have to kind of go through the tutorials myself, to be honest. Um, I kind of seen that the game that I'm working on is mainly 2D. Um, well, it's simply 2D. um, the reason why I'm focusing more on the 2D side of things than 3D is the fact that you know um, 3D art, construction and the like is not something that I'm ready for just yet. So I'm personally kind of keeping it to 2D so that I can um, construct something fairly easy and um, be able to kind of put the necessary sprites and like down. So um, let's see if I can. Let's go ahead and maybe get the. Hmm, of course, it all depends on what kind of game you're trying to make, kind of aspect. Um, okay, I guess I can just go ahead and get the standard assets. Cube world looks similar to what I'm talking. Let me look that up here real quick. Okay. Now, okay, the puzzles that you're creating, are you constructing the levels um, yourself, or are you um, is it going to be something that you're going to kind of script? Yeah, I'm not going to download that. Um, Sorry, I don't have the money for purchasing that. So, but I mean, uh, if this is something that you're currently using to kind of construct, then this is probably giving you some amount of assets that you can kind of work with. So, um, but let's see. Let me see if I can. Let's import these. Now I'm not quite sure um, uh, what you're yeah, yeah, no worries, man. Um, um, no, I'm looking at visuals of Cube World um, over here, so I'm getting a rough idea as to kind of how you want it to kind of look. Um, the question that I have for you is, um, are you trying to get the your puzzle to be the same puzzle each and every single time? Um, like, um, are you are you generating the maps, based off of what you kind of constructed? Are you constructing the maps yourself, or are you trying to get it into um, to have it kind of um, it to kind of try to generate a map for you, um, or the board, I should say. Okay. With the be different boards depending on puzzle hardness. Right. Um, okay, so here, let me bring up an example here. It's taken a long time, obviously, seeing that I'm trying to stream at the same time. Doing doing a browser-based search can be can take a little bit. Okay. Okay, so let me see. I'm just gonna kind of bring up this one Actually, hold on. I don't know. I don't know the style of this game yet. So let me move to a puzzle game that I'm familiar with. Let's see. Well, the other aspect of this is that I'm also trying to load up, um, load up a game for, uh, something that I'm wanting to kind of figure out where you kind of stand on what you're trying to do. So it's just taking a little bit of time to kind of load this up. So now this kind of a puzzle game here, um, this is a kind of a these maps are um, this kind of puzzle. It's it has a set scene for each level. Okay, so if I was, I just passed that one. Okay, and if I go if I go back to it, then the scene is the same. Okay, I can go back through each one of these levels, and there's no change to the layout. Okay. Um, Now, are you doing something very similar to this in the sense that each level is going to be the same no matter what? You're going to level one, same layout, same kind of style of the puzzle, or are you going to try to get it into a sense that it's going to be random in some way? If it's random, then you're going to need to do a lot more code in order uh, to get that set up. So yeah, layout will be the same. Okay. Um, then it becomes a little bit easier to handle that, um, because all you're needing to do is kind of create the board each and every single time how you want it to be. So um, uh, now I was watching I've seen some videos online about doing platformers, for example, where you can kind of generate the map um, um, based off of pixel art for the most part. Um, but that's that's not necessarily the 3D world that you're trying to go with there. Um, Decrease in size, some more space to put. So let me see if I can. Let me see if I can find. Um, hmm. Did I not include it here? Doesn't really look like it. Okay, let's see. Yeah, a lot of these are fairly. Um, oh, where was it again? Uh, do, 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 do. Hmm. Saw it somewhere, but I'm trying to remember exactly where it was on this. Basically, there was here. Let me. Um, if you're right now, I've been just kind of looking at a lot of like 2D maps and the like. Okay, so um, this might not be uh, this isn't what you need, obviously, if you're trying to keep it in the 3D realm. Um, so um, uh, think. Sorry about that. Um, let's see. If you're interested in a lot of tutorials, I've heard that Brackeys is um, a useful channel to kind of go to. He does quite a bit with Unity, and he sets up tutorials and the like for that. Um, but there was a way to um, you can actually do, and there was, no, someone actually, one of the videos that I saw, someone actually used a, um, just standard like paint to just kind of draw out the map that they wanted, and then they basically did a scripting to say that for every color that they saw on a particular um, uh, pixel art, it would generate that map for them. Um, just trying to remember exactly where it was. Using pixels for platforms. Hmm. Hmm. Not sure why that's having a hard time with that. Okay, so prefabs. Let's see, box. Alright, so we can just go ahead and close this out. Close tab. So we should move box here. Change the scene around. Standard gravity. Uh, no, it's okay, dude. I don't mind trying to help out where I can. Obviously, I'm not the foremost expert on when it comes to 3D, so um, so all right. Here's a question for you. So you have, I'm assuming that you've already kind of placed all these cubes down on your scene. Um, so that well, I mean, I'm having this affected by gravity right at the moment. I don't necessarily need to have it. Um, I can kind of, I should be able to kind of reduce down its mass, and it should be able to kind of stay in place, I believe. Oh no, wait, I need to actually, yeah, remove the use of gravity. Bam, done. You don't need I don't need to actually put like any kind of planar terrain below a box for it to kind of work. So, um, so I mean, if I want to do like multiple boxes kind of aspect, then I can just kind of put them there and just kind of move them however I kind of want to, obviously. Um, I just need to make sure that I don't use gravity for them. um, but um, you're saying that you're having a hard time seeing them when you're pushing play, right? So um, well, you're trying to get this kind of grid to show up here, right? Well, the problem is that, as you can kind of see, um, what you're seeing here does not necessarily represent, um, what you're trying to, um, what you're trying to get. What you need to actually kind of construct the grid yourself, okay, or have, um, this grid right here is just a representation of, it's just tools, okay. The camera itself um, isn't going to kind of show this grid at all. You personally have to actually construct that grid, you know, yourself. Okay. Um, so, um, so yeah, let me kind of try to. So if I was to kind of take this, oh, you would literally need to kind of, you know, um, construct it yourself in order to kind of see, a different grid kind of aspect. Obviously I'm doing a really bad job of it because, I'm just using boxes, okay? But if you wanted to, um, what you'd probably want to do is you would probably want to do some kind of, um, create some kind of like a wall or something along those lines. Um, so that you can kind of chain, you know, change, have something kind of show up here, and you can kind of modify it, or add some additional kind of prefabs to it. Like, here I'm gonna add some goalposts or something like that. So let me add a wall here, and let me add some goalposts for example. Okay, just to kind of have them in there. Um, and let's see. Um, just trying to get a good handle on it so I can kind of move it around. So, just to kind of do like an overlay kind of aspect of it. Obviously, it's I'm obviously kind of messing up on it, kind of jazz. But what you kind of try to do is, um, get the, um, have the perspective so that you can have the grid, or you can just kind of have a plane, and then you just kind of draw in the lines how you want them to be, if you want to try it that way. Um, Otherwise, you'd have to do it like you'd have to set each piece of the board um, individually and see about trying to kind of mash them together. Now, um, you might be able to do that with um, maybe some kind of plane or the like. And then you can try to maybe uh, trying to move like these pieces over here, for example. Or you can just kind of make your own boxes again on top of the plane kind of aspect. Just so you can um, kind of have that different visual effects on top of each other. Uh, you know, like I said, I don't know whether or not this is helping you out or anything along those lines. Um, but um, the other thing that you have to kind of be aware of is where exactly is the camera. You know, now um, as you can kind of see, the camera is in a perspective that it's not seeing the plane itself. Now, if I raise this up, can I change? Yeah, there it is. As you can kind of see now, the plane is kind of now visible because the camera's shifted to kind of see the plane. So that might be an issue that you're having to deal with as well. Maybe um, the the angle of your camera might not be at the right angle to see your entire board. That could be a problem as well. You know. Oh yeah, man. 3D is not, you know, um, you know, uh, doing anything in 3D does take, a fair amount of time. Okay. Um, when it comes to like, 2D, it's fairly simple because you just have that, flat perspective of it, and that's it. You don't need to worry about, um, different angles or whatnot. I mean, just look at RPG Maker, for example, and that's all 2D, okay, for the most part. You're just using different sprites. You're putting down art assets on a flat surface to give the illusion of 3D. Um, but when you're dealing with 3D on its own, okay, then it's a whole new ball game because you're dealing with the 3D objects, you're dealing with the lighting, the camera angles, all that starts becoming you know, aspects that you need to kind of consider. So um, definitely, definitely not an easy task. I grant you, um, trying to um, tackle a project in pure 3D. Yeah, that's not it's not an easy task to try to take on. Um, but I mean, there are plenty of folks out there that are kind of giving some tutorials and the like. Um, let's see. Now, I haven't watched a lot of Brocky's videos, um, but let's see. Let me see if I can find some playlist for 3Ds. Or is he more of a 2D tutorial guy? I don't think he's mainly a 2D because he still kind of plays around with the um, 3D tutorials and the like. So uh, yeah, right. Physics and Unity. That's that would be kind of an interesting one to check out at some point in time. But it doesn't really apply to my game or anything along those lines. Um, let's see. Uh, puzzle game tutorial. Da, 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 da. Yeah, a lot of these games, it always feels like they're set for 2D, even though that they're using the Unity 3D for it. So um, yeah, okay. Let me see. Um, yeah, um, so to basically, you were saying that you couldn't see the grid. Well, that's the thing. This grid that you're seeing here will never be shown in your main camera perspective. You literally have to kind of construct the grid yourself in order to in order for it to kind of show up there, uh, facts. So you would literally need to kind of create um, you would have to um, you would either have to construct a grid like one slab at a time, or you would need to kind of create a plane and then try to divide out that plane accordingly. Okay, how you want it to be. Okay, like on here, instead of having uh, I'm just kind of showing, hey, here's that plane, but now I have a uh, little bit kind of showing up a little bit. So now if you look at the camera, now as I kind of move it forward a little bit, the view is now kind of showing, you know, as I kind of construct the um, as I kind of construct the plane here, visually you're having these kind of um, so you would need to kind of you would literally need to kind of construct your own kind of grid out of it all, okay, and have them kind of divide um, to kind of you know construct it to how you want it to be. But I mean, um, and the work falls on you. Okay, you're not going to be able to kind of tell Unity, hey, I want this grid as a map. No, you literally need to um, uh, kind of construct your map in order to um, for it to kind of be working how you want it to work, kind of aspect. And of course, depending on how the visuals that you're laying down, um, the so like for example, if I forget exactly how to rotate the camera perspective. Um, so like um, well, that's how do I snap them perfectly? Well, that's what you can do um, is you can figure out the dimensions of them, and you can modify their position accordingly, kind of thing. Um, like, let's see. And then we do 13. And now, let's see. you can change their position accordingly, so that um, it kind of looks more like the grid that you kind of want them to be. I mean, you're constructing the puzzle yourself, okay? Um, so the dimensions of the squares or whatnot, that's something that you're working on. So setting the position um, is, you know, let's see. Nope. So I'm kind of giving a orthogonal view of this kind of aspect, and obviously um, the the size of these guys could probably be changed a little bit. And then you can just kind of like, hey, I'm going to um, so now you have kind of a different grid on this, but you would probably want to um, have some kind of, see if you can maybe do some kind of outline around it or whatnot. Um, if there is even a way to kind of change the color. Now, like I said, don't get me wrong, okay? Um, I haven't really messed with Unity 3D, okay? I just know if you're trying to make a grid, you're gonna need to kind of construct it yourself, okay? Um, I'm using boxes, which probably hands down, probably the worst way that you kind of want to build a grid, okay? Um, yeah, I mean, unless you're actually using those boxes in your puzzle, um, what you probably want to do is do something along the lines of, using the plane and then, um, create some kind of, just try to paint some lines on the plane itself that will actually kind of simulate the grid itself. Okay. Um, uh, let's see. Trying to get the right perspective on this. Let's see. What I want to do is make the color black. Oh, no, fixed. Okay. So you can do something like that, and then we can see, 10. That's not changing that perspective at all. Uh, and see, do that. Then how do I stretch the line? But I mean, you get you kind of see what I'm trying to go for here, okay? It's not a matter of um, while while I do kind of wish that I could uh, use the grid that you see here in the scene, to kind of help you out. Um, it's not something that um, is an automatic kind of given to you. You have to kind of construct it yourself. Now, um, for the 2D object, you can use the tile maps, um, hexagonal, isometric kind of aspect. And you might be able to kind of get away with using that. Um, but you're still going to need to add um, the visuals to it because I mean if you put in the tile map um, into your scene, okay, see this grid here, it's not going to um, it's still not going to show you um, what you need here, okay, because boom. um, as you can see, this grid, this tile map, is still not showing up. You still need to um, put assets into said tile map. So, the prefabs or whatnot. So, I'm hoping that I'm answering your questions as best as I can. Um, so yeah, I'm sure that there's probably a way for you to kind of go about doing it, but um, yeah, I'm sure that others probably there's probably some tutorials that you could probably see, you know, on like YouTube or whatnot that can kind of give you the answers that you're kind of looking for. But, you know, first thing that you need to kind of do is you need to be able to kind of construct it yourself. So it's not going to be um, a it's not going to be a gimme. So believe me, no. um, Alright, so I'm not going to save this work here. Hopefully I kind of helped you out as much as I can on that one. Um, Gave you some kind of insight as to maybe how you can kind of construct what you need. Now, how am I going to go about doing this fix? Hmm. Now, what was it that I was trying to figure out from last week? Wait a second. What's going on here? I want to adjust the hub here. That one. Okay, let's see. Now, what I was trying to contend with was adding a dictionary into a list. How was I able to do that? Oh, now I remember. Ah, um, so this was the problem. Values passed into inmaze is by reference, not by value. You're right. That was the problem. Um, so I gotta figure out how to actually add these in by value. Oh, how do I go about doing that? stationary, no value. Uh, You know what? Let's go ahead and remove that completely. And maybe if I just add that, it should be okay. So if I do it this way, okay, everything's showing up again, but it's not going through the deletion process of this. Okay, so that's not working. Okay, so we're going to activate our debugger here. Let's get that started and figure out what is going on with this. Okay, so we got 2. That's good. Okay, that becomes a problem. It's not doing the push calls that I need. Okay, so so how do I work this out? Okay, so as I'm stepping through this, it's not even reaching the interior of this. Okay, this is basically making sure that if um, if there's a match, or if a particular dictionary has the neighbor, um, to see if it kind of heads on in. So the evaluation here isn't working how I need it to work. So pop neighbor. Has a values of 8 and 6. Here, you know what? Let me go ahead and stop. Start this up again. Start that up. Okay, so we're looking for something that has 13 and 2. Okay. So I'm gonna look for uh, 13 and 2 on here to see if I can kind of get it to work with me here. taking some time to try to see if I can find something here. This might take a little while to find the right kind of combination. Or it just might be that, you know what, I might want to just kind of look through the list for a particular asset, you know, that has these values already. Because it's not going inside, and that's the problem. So no. We'd like to try to maybe um, see. Then okay. Okay, so here's an exact match. Okay. This this is finding the neighbor in this one particular temp dictionary. Okay. So it should go inside here. But it doesn't. So that's the problem. That's the problem that I'm running into right now, is the fact that the key from the pop neighbor is not matching up with the keys that is in the temp dictionary. I was kind of hoping that um, the I could just do a simple comparison between the two and be able to say, hey, this key matches that key, so therefore it's true, so you set the count. But it's not doing that. Hmm. Okay, so just to kind of reiterate what I'm kind of going through right at the moment. Okay, first off, I'm moving clear. Okay, the fact that I'm doing a new dictionary each and every single time is enough for the non-use of the clear. Okay, I'm removing that completely because this is doing it for me. Okay. Um, so I don't necessarily need to worry about clear each and every single time. Okay, I'm passing values in by reference, and I'm keeping them because I'm not removing the reference values. Okay, so so I basically fixed that particular problem. Okay, now that I'm past that particular problem, now I'm trying to face why my hex tile key for the pop neighbor is not matching with the contains key function for the dictionary. Um, and I'm not sure. These functions here are supposed to be returning a um, a hex tile key. Based off of the information kind of stored, but it's not matching it, and that's a problem. Okay. Dictionary contains key. Not working. You want true, but A and B are different objects. Okay, so even though that they are essentially containing the same exact information in them, they're in a sense two different objects, and therefore it's saying, oh, sorry, they don't match. Well, that's a problem. Okay, so let me go ahead and see about doing a better comparison with with them then, because this is um, let's see. Let me go ahead and see. We'll do this function here. There it is. Let's see. Um, you know what? Instead of doing the get column each and every single time, I know that it's two different values, so Stop that. Stop that. Alright, so we're going to add that. Add that. That. Add that. Alright, so remove. Alright, so we're going to start this up again. Push play. Oh, compiler errors. Okay. What's the problem? Okay. How do I reference? Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Nothing there. Don't need to worry about that. Let's see. Hey Sean, how you doing?
Pretty good. How was your stream?
It's still going, but it's
Oh, it's still
doing.
streaming.
Yep,
Cool,
it's
man.
doing okay.
Cool. I'll uh, I'll I'll check you out on the downstairs PC.
Sounds good. Hmm. Why? Hmm. Why can't I access the functions that are associated with hex tile key from the key? Hmm. Weird. Those aren't the errors anymore. Come on, refresh, please. Or wait, I might need to save it here. Hey there, legend. Welcome to the stream. Hmm. Let's see, what am I missing here? type of background for you, which is a notice type. Access these properties, but this is only supported in Mac class. Okay. I might need to actually kind of construct my own equals and see if I can do that. Then maybe I can do equals, oh, hold on. Change that, please. Don't do that to me. Actually, hold on. If I do that, then it should work. If I do it correctly. Let's see. Override bool equals okay, let's see. Um, What am I missing here? What am I messing up? Hmm. Okay. Why? What am I missing here? Okay, so if I do something like just that, it will know. Okay. Okay, get rid of those. Now, if I do... Okay, so if I do something like this, where I do var, let's see, tile key as hex tile key. Let's save. Let's go ahead and do this aspect here. Let's go. Tile key. Okay. Oh, he did object completely. Right, okay, so we have column equal to tile key column and that. Okay. Let's see. Um, oh, how am I going to go about doing this part here? Okay, and that's how it's gonna go, and that's gonna how it's gonna be, huh? Okay. Then we'll just try to. Oh, I don't know what's going on there. Go away. Go ahead and fix these so it actually uses the get and set properly. Let's see, any other problems? Let's see. Okay. Okay, should be good there. See how we're doing here. Column, row. Might need to kind of change that anyway, because still might need to kind of change this up a little bit. There. Let's see. Next tile key. That equals pop neighbor. Still having a problem with that. How do I use this? Okay. as object key. Um, I understand the seal the data about that object. Let's say something really visual, like a face class or something. Yeah, my dictionary. It's time to look up the context for the face object, so we pay a bit of performance penalty. Um, hmm. That doesn't really help me out very much. Hmm. Still doesn't really help me. Let's see. Keys equals up neighbor. Are you good there? You happy? Yes? No? Hmm. Let's see. Oh, we got some just simple syntax errors. Okay. See. All right. We good there? Okay, so we're going to check this again here. Let's see. Let's see if we can kind of run this. Uh-huh. Okay, so something's going on there. Hmm. Okay, so it's looking for that hash compare. Okay. Um. Don't think I really need the. Don't think I really need that right at the moment. So let's see if I can get away with it without the throw. Let's see. You're gonna have a problem here. Okay. Let's go ahead and remove these. Let's see. Temp. Date. Keys. Let's see. Actually, can I do temp. Date. Keys. Row? No, it doesn't work that way. Okay. Let's see. Temp. Date. Keys. Nope. Doesn't like that one either. Hmm. Okay. Well, here I was thinking that maybe I can just kind of select that and it automatically kind of does it for me, but it doesn't want to do something like that. So, um, hmm. No, doesn't like that either. Maybe. Nope, doesn't like that either. Okay. I have no idea what to do with that then. Alright, well. It's 12. So 10. 10, 8. 11, 6. It didn't go inside. Okay, so something happened there. It's supposed to be okay with that. Alright, so we're gonna try this again. We're gonna see if we can find something that matches. And we're gonna try to go inside the equals. So ten, 10, 9, 10, 6, 8, 10. Didn't see anything. 7, 8. 6, 4. There we go. Okay, so we're going to step into. Wait, that didn't go into the equals? Okay, why didn't it go into the equals? I wanted to see it, try to actually evaluate this properly. Hmm. Okay, let's get around 5 o'clock. So still got some time. Okay, 12:10. I want to make sure that, inmates is increasing over time.
You on round one or round two?
They just got the center pole decided.
No, let's see. This is the second episode.
Oh, I got you. Sorry.
I came back in for the end because it was, but I missed this one too. So they eliminated one.
Yeah, after the young. Young.
Ah.
Because it should be If it's not finding a match, it should be increasing the in maze by one each and every single time. So the fact that it's already kind of skipped over um, the equals here, it's not actually going inside here is the problem. So
My opinion, like, don't use the smartness, use the quick take, which is like something like a melee. See, that's the thing with Sarah's strongest. Jordan is like, she plays it safe because she nails what she does. Right. The other two are taking risks, and they're harder to like too much of a risk. But just use your strength there. That's all you gotta do.
just so I can kind of keep an eye on the in maze there.
Yeah. But that's safe enough for you to go.
Don't think there's a 12-12 in maze yet, so probably just gonna quickly go through this. Yeah. Okay, so 13 and 10. Okay. Don't remember 13-10 in the list either.
He's in a smart position. He's already had, screen time with that trophy. He's got a good shot to approach it.
Yeah, because his parents are rich and
He's not looking for it, so like that never hurts.
Okay, so in maze does increase. 12, 13. Okay.
Smart decision. Encourage him.
Don't really remember 12, 13 in there.
you saw that like the beach or whatever, you're like touching lobsters and shit. Like, look at his backyard, the sand in the ground. God damn it.
Maybe it, maybe it got added at the very end. We'll see what happens. Oh, that's 12, 11. Not quite. Nope. 12, 14. Didn't really see a 12, 14 in there either. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so nothing there. Don't remember a 13, 12 in there. Thirteen, 14 again is not one that I recognize as something that is in maze yet. 12, 5. I gotta be careful. I don't want to be. I don't want to necessarily step over this. Let's see. Actually, hold on. Maybe.
Not sure. I think so.
Wait a second.
Maybe Brett
Is it not overriding the equals?
tested some things. Probably learned some stats and stuff. Yeah. If it was just overriding, then I think it had like a graphical issue.
Okay. Fuck. Okay. They're not the same. Okay. So just so you know, if you're following along right at the moment, so I created the equals here, thinking, oh hey, okay, so I'm gonna need to do, and I'll do some comparison with the class of hex tau key in there, do the comparison between the different columns with the objects and be okay. And then when I'm down here with the trying to do these comparisons here, I'm thinking, okay, dictionary, pull out the particular key, which is the hex tile key, and do the equals. Well, apparently it doesn't want to do that. So, uh, okay. This is getting to be more problematic as I go along here. Um,
So it's broken.
okay, so I'm going to stop the debug because obviously it's not working as intended. Or as I intended. Obviously, I'm messing up on the code somewhere. Um, so let's go and comment that out for now. We're going to do if temp dict keys. Okay, I need to figure out how to actually access the values all contained in it. Um,
We missed those cards.
okay, I kind of figured. Um,
Apparently, she invented a new word. I think one of those cards maybe could have stuck with it.
let's see.
It looks so much better. Like in the presentation I'm playing, it's like miles above Dorcas. I thought she's gonna win for a while now. You still think so?
We'll see. I'll let you know.
She's like that fast every week with all those shots.
Okay. Which is the one that's on the stove. Next to the fireplace. Why not?
It's using the equal sign now.
It's a little community inside. Like when those people pay
So I'm going to remove that now, and we're going to continue on.
It is stonefish with silver over the top. But for me, these are just seafood to me. Like pheasants are just like seafood to me. I appreciate it so.
You know what? Let's be a little bold here. Let's actually. Oh, it went inside.
The question is can this get ready for an Irish celebration? What do you think, Bubba? See that, Joe? Take that. That's what I say.
There we go. Now we're starting to see some difference here.
We're getting on back. I'm just going to give us a couple short turns. Blindfolds on, so it's not yet. Get ready.
All right. Okay, so if I just stop the debugger, the resources remain. Okay, so okay. Right. You good? Okay.
The winner, Master Chef thing. It's like vanilla with some dip.
Here we go. Oh wow, that merged all of them together. Okay.
All the people in a full-on soup up, up against Sarah. Both got to make very heroic water.
Here we go. We're getting a little bit better here. Let's see if we can. Okay.
Oh yeah, I mean, at that point, you're just having. What if I lose? It's fine. 100 grand.
Let's see. Okay, Kushiko's grid is going down. So 7 more to go. Should evaluate all to a single. It didn't do it. Oh. Damn it. How am I gonna do this? Or maybe it's. maybe the spot that it's removing isn't removing what I need it to remove. This isn't doing what I need it to do. How do I get it to remove the values from it? Okay, so just so everybody's kind of aware, um, so we're going to stop it there. We're going to stop this there. Okay, so, oh wait, let's go ahead and get the debugger going here. So we start up the process, right? So, so we've already kind of set one kind of aspect. So we're just gonna keep on removing through all the, removing all the single tiles from the Kushkov's grid, and we're just going to kind of continue this process until this drops to 0, right? Matter of fact, I can do grid count just so we have something that kind of updates on a regular basis there. Alright, so interesting that we have a map like so. Problem is that the resource tile holder resource tile. Alright, so wait, what? Okay, I'm having some issues here. Okay, interesting. Why are we having such a issue with this? Hold on a second there, folks. Let me see about trying to fix this if I can. Okay. I'll just let this go for now. Okay, so the I think what my the the concern that I had before about um, different positioning. I think that's what's going on right now. I think seeing that I moved the positions of the resources um, before, it's not removing them now. At least, I don't think so. Okay, this is taking a little too long here, guys. I don't know exactly what happened there, but that was a bit much. Okay, so remove from list. Yes. Okay, we'll see what happens here. Okay, so let's go ahead and open this, which should open up the Visual Studio Code, which it does, which is yay. Okay, now we're going to scroll on down to where we last left off here, which was there. Okay, so we're going to activate our debug. Let's go ahead and get it started there. And then we're going to hit play, and we'll see whether or not we have any problems with this. So, okay, so there goes that. Now, So how how am I going to be able to see what's kind of contained in with the resource tile holder? Hmm. Is there any way that I can kind of take a look at what's kind of contained in here at all, or no? If anyone's watching this at this time and knows how I can actually see um, what's kind of contained in here, I would greatly appreciate it. Okay, so apparently it doesn't like holding at the breakpoint. The Unity crashes if if the breakpoint kind of stays stationary for too long. I don't know why that is. Um, a lot of, I guess, background information kind of going on, and it doesn't know how to handle when another program is kind of pausing the compilation, the runtime. And that's kind of unfortunate because it just means that I'm going to have to close this down again and bring it back up. Hmm. Let's see. NND 3D watching um, tile map. Hmm. Okay, so there's no real um, aspects that I can kind of keep an eye on it. AKA, I'm pretty much going on my own on this one. If I'm not finding any great methods to kind of use, Visual Studio Code, for example, with Unity, and yeah, it's my particular aspect here is fairly unique, um, so I don't think that I can find any kind of examples or whatnot for what I'm dealing with. Um, hmm. 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 Okay. I can't really do anything about this right at the moment. If it's going to remain a problem, then okay. But once again, I'm still kind of faced with this unique problem of how can I remove resources from the tile map when they've been set um, based off of what I have right at the moment. There doesn't appear to be any. Either it's not working or it's trying to remove the information from the wrong location. and I'm not sure.
If you notice, like you have two main characters in the title. It's like it's kind of they have their own thing. Like maybe one's like really into like meditation, which I would love, but and then like maybe the other guy is really into like Japanese culture or something. Just like getting the idea, because people in their homes and things, everyone actually surfs. Because all people pay attention to their like
If
messages.
anyone knows offhand if um, what I can kind of do to try to look into the tile map to see what is contained within it and how to actually remove tiles from it without having to kind of, regenerate a brand new tile and, place the, tiles down accordingly. I'd rather not do that. I'd rather be able to remove the resources individually. I don't know. I don't know, folks.
Yeah, maybe our own strengths and personality will help us make our own choices.
Exactly.
And still maybe finding a way to strengthen at the same time. Like I was finding that like if we still need to let it roll, then if sometimes it's just a way to if you say like this or like reference this, that might our gut
That's
get it
exactly
and
what
say
I
that
was
smile
thinking.
back like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, kind of fun. But I don't.
Well,
Yeah,
when
there's
you
always
stretch,
something else to do.
and here's the thing is like,
Let's see.
and he was, well, that's good. But if I were to follow the script, he, basically,
I mean, you sort of it's it causes all the confusion
yeah,
but
yeah,
if you approach it from
right.
that, then that's like
Then that's
that
exactly
wouldn't
what we should say.
necessarily be right.
Okay, let's see. Let me see if I can find some other means of um, searching for stuff in your Visual Studio Code. Uh, watching change.
That's funny. That doesn't even make sense. I think that's right. That's pretty funny. I don't know why I said that. Like you're talking to me. I wish I was like one guy says, I want thickness, and the other guy goes, no, wait, man, I want thickness.
Yeah, at
Because
least
I
you
said
get
it
a, at least
first.
you're, at least you get to talk like that, you know?
Like usually Todd says that when he's like really serious. Whenever I say something like, yeah, really, Todd? Oh yeah, I really love this. Well, I told him that's not how that shit's going down. I'll beat the shit out of you.
What? So what kind of things do you like? All right. What would my name be?
I know, but what's your character? What's
If
what's
if I
Casey's
am not
character?
Carrie or like you?
Yeah, like okay, so
So
you're like
Hmm.
Casey, with like popular girl thing, like it's Catwoman or Batgirl. But we can do
okay,
like
what if I was that person?
unexpected, but that's fine too.
What is my name? What
We have some sort of theme.
what was my name? Oh my god.
Personal theme.
They call me
I don't know. I'm curious.
my name is
For
Sassafras.
He smiles on his face because he
I
met you as her.
yeah.
But then you okay.
So like I'm so I'm so
It's like another like super
Okay,
complicated
folks, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it in the next 15 minutes or not. This is getting to a point where I don't know what to do. Um,
the first person. So do you remember the episode the billionaire? Remember he had the scorpions for the first season? So we're gonna do a first person episode. And maybe to the end or maybe something. Yeah, give an episode like first person.
Yeah, okay. That didn't really do what I wanted. Let's see. Flashing variable changes. Hmm. Hmm. Only available for unmanaged code. Hmm. Okay, folks. I'm getting a little tired at the moment. I need to go and get some food in me. Um, so I'm going to go ahead and modify my sheet here. Post that out. Let's see. Alright, so actually, hold on. done. But let's see. Uh, resource tile holder is not removing tiles. Could it be um, different chords? Could it be that unplaced resources cannot be removed? Alright. So we're gonna have to try to face off against this fairly soon. We'll try to figure it out next week. If anyone's currently watching this and you know where the problem might lie, how I might be able to access research tile holder to see if the data points that I placed inside the resource tile holder is matching up with the data points that I'm trying to remove. You know, that's going to give me a lot of information as to whether or not it's a matter of a problem with the locations of the tiles. You know, is the data points that I'm putting in the same as what's kind of being stored within resource file holder? And it will let me know whether or not I can actually remove tiles from a tile map after being placed. Again, I don't really know. But for the time being, that's all I have time left for there, folks. So I'm going to have to say that this is time for me to give my little outro intro speech. So just to let you know, you will find links to my Discord, my Patreon, and my Twitter accounts down below on my Twitch channel, as well as in the description of my YouTube videos. Feel free to check out my YouTube channel. It has all these videos pretty much uncut. All these streams that I do, it's all stored there in unique playlists available to you. So if you want to follow along with what's been going on with me on this particular game, that's the place to go to. If you want to kind of catch up on everything that I've done. Let's see. Tomorrow we're going to be continuing our playthrough of Warframe. And probably going to be experiencing some changes pretty soon there, folks, because I'm going to need to start, you know, going out and earning some money one way or another. And that means either I'm going to have a complete slowdown on my stream, or uploads are going to have some problems, I don't really know. We'll see what happens when we get there. But for now, have a good night there, folks. Take care, and I'll see you strangers tomorrow.